Hi everybody, my name is Allie. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome too. Today I'm just gonna go over the pros and cons of my nose surgery and some myths too about it. So I am almost 1 month post-op. I'll be 1 month this Saturday or Sunday. This weekend. I'll be 1 month this weekend. So this is what my nose looks like now. This is what my face looks like. It's not super swollen anymore. My eyes don't have any, I don't have any makeup on right now. So no bruising anymore, no swelling. So my nose looks like from the side. Overall, my nose is like the bridge is still a little bit big, but other than that, it's not swollen anywhere else. So let's get into it. I'll also do like a before and an after picture so you can kind of see what my nose surgery looked like. Let's get started with the pros. So I just want to preface this by saying that the pros, I think there might be a few less of them than the cons, but they're weighed a lot heavier than the cons. You'll see what I mean. So for the first pro that I have, I can breathe again, which is amazing because it's weird because I've had, my nose was like that for, I don't know, definitely all throughout high school, maybe even throughout middle school. My doctor said that they think I may have broken my nose in high school or whatever because I played a lot of sports, but I also had a deviated septum. So when he was doing, when my surgeon was operating on me and everything, he said that it was actually worse than they thought, and I had an 80% blockage on one side. So only 20% of air was getting through that one side. So draining anything was extremely hard on that. So it's weird because when you have that for so long, you're kind of used to the way that you're breathing. So it didn't really feel like I was not breathing well, if that makes sense. But then when I had the surgery done and they took out the stents and everything, it's it really is day and night. It's super odd to describe it that way, but that's the best way I can tell you how it feels. It just feels good to breathe again. So obviously that's weighed pretty high up there because, breathing, that's a pretty good pro. So my second pro is cosmetic. So with most nose surgeries, it's also cosmetic in some fashion, even if they're just fixing a deviated septum. Usually they have to break the bones to do that. So that was also a big case in mine. I think he did do a cosmetic portion of mine where he lifted my tip because he said sometimes once you get older or the pressure or something of breaking it or some, I can't remember what he said, but it will start to droop. So he put pins in or something, or I'm not even describing this right. I don't even know what he did, but he put something in to keep this super hard. So this, I'm pushing pretty hard, and it will never be squishy ever again. It's hard. It's hard on the tip. Everything else is your normal nose, but the tip itself is hard. So they may or may not do that for you, but that's the cosmetic portion that I technically had done. And then also I had, because of my deviated septum or the broken nose, I had a large bump on the side, on both sides. So obviously that's gone now. Yeah. My last pro, I know it seems weird to only have 3 pros, but like I said, it weighs heavier, is just more confidence. You get used to having a new nose, so it's kind of like a new face to you. To other people, it doesn't really look that big of a difference, unless they're really close to you. Of course my family and my boyfriend noticed and stuff, but other people that I don't see every day had no idea that I even had surgery, which to me it seems like a very drastic change, but it's really not. It's just your own, it's just you think it is because you're looking at yourself every single day. But in turn, it does give you more confidence, I think. I love my new nose, and I'm really happy that I went through with it, not only because I feel more confident with it, but because I can breathe. So now on to the cons. Okay, this is probably the biggest con on here because there's different levels to it. So my number 1 con is a long recovery. So even though it looks much better, it's not as swollen, puffy, whatever, It does still hurt. It's sensitive. I don't take any medication or anything for it anymore. Like, it's not like I don't need pain meds for it, but it is like sore, I would say. And sometimes like it's just annoying. Like, it just hurts or it's uncomfortable at the most random times. So it is kind of annoying sometimes, and especially if you like bump at it or you're putting on like your shirt or something and it like hits your nose a little bit too hard. Something like that, like little things you would never think of, like bug your nose. So that's kind of irritating, but you know, you get what you get. But along with the recovery, I know some people can be puffy for a really long time too. Of course, it depends on your body and how you recover from things. So I'm 21 right now, so I'm pretty young. So recovering as far as like age goes is on my side. So that's why it only took me like a little bit over a week for my swelling to really go down a lot. But I have to wear sunscreen for at least 6 months on my nose, which honestly is fine. I can't really say that's a con because you're supposed to be wearing sunscreen every single day anyways. But I can't wear glasses for 6 months. I think it's 6 months. I can't remember. I thought it was either 2 or 6. I know it's a big difference, but I think it's 6. But like if you wear glasses, you have to like tape the brim of it. I know, which is super weird, but that's just what they said. I don't wear glasses or contacts, thankfully, but I'm just thinking about like the summer months and wearing sunglasses, so that's gonna be a little bit of a challenge. But again, it is what it is. And then the biggest one that I've had to really worry about with the recovery is the workout time. So you're supposed to obviously take it easy after surgery, but I'm not technically allowed to start working out again till a month after my surgery. So I can start working out this weekend, which is nice because I've been waiting a long time to work out. But anything like running, any like strenuous like lifting or anything crazy like that, you really should wait a month. I can't lie and say that I haven't been like bending over and lifting, because I mean I moved into an entire apartment, but I tried my best to not do anything too heavy or do anything too crazy. But I have really been good at sticking to the no workout until 1 month because I like my workouts to be kind of intense, so I'm nervous about anything going wrong if I start it up too quickly. So yeah, I'm almost at my 1 month though. And then con number 2, it can be a lot of money. It can be very, very expensive. It's surgery, and for some people it's cosmetic. My issue was all medical, but the tip and everything that he did, that was cosmetic. So I had to pay, well, my parents, bless my parents, had to pay out of pocket for the cosmetic portion, but your insurance, I don't know if it's all insurances, but like a good amount of the insurance companies will pay for the medical side. I still don't really understand that. Like, I don't know, there's a lot of steps with the insurance and rules and everything, so I'm not the person to talk to about that. But all I know is that it can be very expensive if it gets out of control. Con number 3, lots of cleaning. It's a weird con, but it's like something you don't really think of that you have to really stick to. So I have this like neti pot that I use. I don't know if you have a neti pot, but if you're thinking about getting the surgery, you'll definitely need to invest in one. They actually gave me one, which was nice. Where like you fill it with like distilled water, or is it distilled water? I don't know. You fill it with water and then you put like this salt packet in it and you shake it up and stuff, and then you put up your nose, and it's supposed to go like up your nose and then down the other side. It just like drains the other side for you. Because of the surgery, you get tons of clots and blockages, so you really have to be adamant about cleaning that out. And I was really, really good about it for like 2 or 3 weeks. Even like they tell you to do it a day after surgery, like start a day after surgery, which is wild because it's a little painful after surgery, so it's kind of weird that you have to start it then. But if you're gentle, it's fine. It's not so much painful doing it, it's just like uncomfortable, I would say. Like there's just a big discomfort to it, but it's not like painful. Along with that though, I've been pretty good about it, but like the last week, I would say I haven't been great at doing it every single day or multiple times a day, but I can definitely tell a difference when I use it versus when I don't, because it just feels more like just blocked, and like it just feels like I have all this gunk in there that you just can't get out by blowing your nose. Like you have to use the neti pot. And I know it sounds gross, but you have blood clots that come out, and even if like you can breathe totally fine through your nose, you're like, oh, it feels nice and clean, whatever, and then you use the neti pot, like it's amazing what you see come on your nose. You're like, oh my gosh, like I had that huge blood clot in there. It's kind of, I know it's like weird to say that and gross, but that's honestly how it is. And there's a lot of cleaning as well with like the stitches. So all of my stitches have either like dissolved or fallen out at this point. But the first couple of weeks of cleaning that was getting annoying because they would like stick out a little bit, then you'd have to cut them, and then you have to put this antibiotic on them, or you know, hydrogen peroxide mixed with water. Like it was just kind of annoying. It was more like tedious, so you had to be on top of it, but it gets better. Trust me, it gets better. So that's honestly, I know that's not a big list, but that's honestly my pros and my cons list. So I guess to answer the big question of making the pros and cons list, is it worth it? And to me, for my personal experience, it is 100% worth it. If I had to do this again, I definitely would. And I was really nervous the night before surgery, and even a couple days after surgery, like, did I make the right choice? You know, I don't like, should I have like saved money and not done this, whatever. And then I got my stents out 5 days after surgery, and I was like, this has been great. Like I can't believe I didn't do this sooner, honestly. So yeah, to me, I believe it's totally worth it. Okay, now I'm gonna go over some myths with you. So I watched tons of videos and all that jazz before getting my surgery, of course, because I was nervous, and I also wanted to know like what to expect after I had my surgery. And I just want to make a little announcement and say that these myths may not be myths for everybody, because I'm sure like these were true for some people. So I shouldn't even really say myths, but like things that can or can not happen. They're not like 100% this is gonna happen. But for the majority of people, I think that these haven't happened. But let me just go over that. So myth number one. I know a lot of people said, even my doctor said, my surgeon who did my nose, that it could take a year. It takes about a year for your swelling to be completely gone, which kind of terrified me, because they said usually by like 6 months it's down enough where only you notice it. But I don't know, that still just freaked me out, because who wants to be puffy and look, you know, so swollen for a year? So I honestly don't feel that puffy or feel like I even look that swollen anymore. And like I said, it hasn't even been a month yet. So I don't know, maybe it's just how your body recovers from it. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But I don't even think I have to get to a year, because I'm not even at a month and I feel perfectly fine. I feel like I look fine too. I know another myth that I saw somebody mention was that they regretted getting a nose job because their eye bags got like super, super dark, and they're like permanent. Like it was like basically a black and blue eye, but like permanent. I mean, I'm sure that happens to some people, of course. Like I said, all this stuff is probably based on your body, but my eyes like didn't, like I got black and blue eyes for sure, but my bags haven't looked any different. Like obviously I have bags, but they look the exact same as they did before surgery. So that didn't hold true in my case. Another myth, at least for me, was that my face looks or feels asymmetrical. Like it doesn't. I don't think at all. They said, like, because most people have asymmetrical faces, I guess. So when you get your nose corrected and it's like straightened and stuff, it looks asymmetrical on your face because the rest of your face is asymmetrical, even though your nose is symmetrical. It's a weird concept to explain, but I don't really think that's true at all. Like I don't feel like my face looks like it's leaning like one way or the other. So I mean, maybe that's just because it's me and I'm like I can't see it for myself. But that was just me again. Okay, another myth. Again, this one has a lot to do with how you just manage pain and experience pain. But I heard that it was very painful. And I was so nervous because I feel like my sister's pretty good at managing pain. And my mom is, my dad is, you know, every typical guy. But I feel like I haven't had a lot of instances with a lot of pain that I can remember, but like, I feel like I'm not great with pain. I just feel like I wouldn't be. It's just how I feel like I want to be good at taking pain. But honestly, I don't know if it's the way that my body is or just the fact that it wasn't painful. But like the first week I would say is definitely uncomfortable, and if you get off of your meds, like I had pain meds like around the clock, and if they didn't match up directly and you like were off your pain meds, then yeah, I could see it being pretty painful, because there was the first like 3 or 4 nights I think I woke up in the middle of the night because it's just so hard to sleep, because you have to sleep upright. That should be another account. You have to sleep upright, like pretty much like this for like 10 days for like swelling and everything. And first of all, you just can't sleep like that, so hard. But I would also wake up just because my pain meds would wear off, and then it would just be so uncomfortable. Like it was, I gotta say, it was definitely a little bit painful for the first couple of days, but once you get past the initial like post-surgery, you just got your bones broken, it's really, the healing process does not hurt at all. Like I'm totally comfortable. Like of course my nose is sore and everything, but it doesn't like hurt. I'm not in pain. But if they offer you pain meds, definitely take it, because that was my saving grace during this. And then the last myth of this whole session here is that you will forever have just like weird random smells in your nose, which is a very, like, I have a very, very strong sense of smell. Like I can smell really well. So I was super nervous of that because I already smell weird smells all the time. So I was nervous that, you know, instead of it being my surrounding, it would be like internal all the time. But honestly, like I haven't had that issue. I had, I guess for like, until I got my stents out, it smelled weird, because like if you don't have stents, I don't know if everyone has stents or not when they have nose surgery, but it's like these 2 big plastic tubes up your nose. And you have them for like 5 to 7 days. And you get taken out. You get them taken out after surgery. But I feel like when those were in, it smelled a little weird, because I mean you literally have plastic in your nose, or it's like silicone or something. You have like whatever substance in your nose, so you're smelling that, and then you're bleeding and stuff from your surgery still. So you just have like a bunch going on. So I'm sure all that together gave me some weird smells. But other than that, once I got those taken out, I honestly feel fine. Like I don't smell anything weird other than what's around me, but like nothing from like my actual nose itself. But yeah, hopefully that helps, sort of. I guess if you have specific questions, let me know down below. But yeah, overall I would definitely say this has been a great experience getting my nose done, and I would 110% do it again if I had to go back from the beginning. So take with that what you will, and I hope to see you guys next week.